Hey everyone, for today's lab we are going to work with the Gizmos program or Gizmo program, and what it'll allow us to do is to adjust different variables for this somewhat silly scientific experiment. But what I hope you understand at the end of all of this is the importance of using just one scientific variable to test at a time. So I'm just going to go through what you can do with this gizmo. So you'll notice that there are three variables that you have control over. And I think that you're not seeing temperature in my screen right now. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the smaller screen. So you can change light, you can change water amounts, and you can change temperature. So those are things that you can change. Again, you would only want to change one thing at a time while keeping the two other variables consistent. And once you have it set the way you'd like, you will hit play and you'll watch the numbers change. So what we're measuring here is the size of this new life form. They are either thin, medium, or thick, and you can notice that change as the simulation plays out. You also have the option to view the results or the data in a bar chart form or in a running graph form. So this would be the days or the time, and this would be the number of aliens. And you have a different line for the different size aliens. Below, you'll notice that there are several short answer questions and multiple choice questions. So looking at the first graph, based on the graph below, which of the following statements is most accurate? So if we're looking at these questions, it looks like they're all asking us about the 33-day mark. So if I go to 33 days, which is probably about here, and up from there, I'll look at the data points. It's asking me prior to 33 days, so any of the data that's involved here, basically when we have a curved line, so before we flatline, prior to 33 days, the population of medium aliens was decreasing. So if I go to medium aliens, I see that the slope is up, moving upwards, so I know that that's not true. That number is increasing. We have a positive slope. Is it option B? After 33 days, the population of medium aliens was decreasing. After we flatline. So that means it's going to stay the same. After 33 days, none of the aliens changed form. So after 33 days, this is true. Everything was the same, yes? We have flat lines, no slope for any of those data points. So I would go ahead and choose that as my answer and move on to the next question, analyzing this graph. And then it's just 5 questions. You check your answers at the end. And then because this is a scientific method project, you'll go to OneNote, or I did include a Google Doc if you prefer, in the Intro to Science section. And you're going to look at the effects of a new life form on the environment, or the environment on the new life form. Your scientific question is you want to know how the temperature in the environment affects the size of the new life form. While keeping water and temperature the same, you adjust the amount of light for multiple experiments. So the instructions are to type in these highlighted areas. So you would start by writing your hypothesis. Hypothesis is an if-then statement. Remember, it's going to be if independent variable, then dependent variable. The dependent variable is what you're measuring, and here we're measuring the size of the alien. The independent variable is what we are controlling. The independent variable is temperature. So I could say, if the temperature is 30 degrees Celsius, then the aliens will be large, or the aliens will be thick. Then I would say what my independent variable is, my dependent variable, and two constants in the experiment. I give you some data to analyze, so you'll run the experiment a couple times, but in the end I've posted the data for 0 degrees C, 15 degrees C, and 30 degrees C, while keeping the other variables the same. And you'll just type out your conclusions. Ultimately, the most important is to reflect on why it's important to only test one variable at a time. It doesn't matter if your hypothesis is proven or disproven, you'll just state, was it? And if you wanted to expand on that, you could and say why it was or was not. Hopefully this helps. If you have any questions on working with this gizmo, please let me know. Again, you are answering the questions on the Gizmo website, as well as in OneNote, or I did post a Google Doc of this document to Schoology. All right, reach out if you have any questions.